friend, I'm Lee Keckner. Welcome to day number 24 of Coming Home, 33 days of self-care. If you would please joining me in 3 grounding breaths, because when we focus on our breath, our mind slows down and we can get into the present moment. Give yourself this little vacation from the crazy spinning in your to-do lists. So if you'd uncross your legs and breathe in through your nose, we'll hold for 2 and then out through our mouth. And just breathe in whatever you want more of in your life, hold it, and then breathe out something you're ready to release that no longer serves you. I'm gonna bring in more gentleness, and I'm going to breathe out anger. All right, so breathe in through your nose, hold it for 2, and out through your mouth. Go ahead and make a sound when you breathe out, especially if you're at your office. In through your nose, hold for 2. And one last time, in through your nose, hold it, and out through your mouth. Thank you for that. Today we are talking about, and we're working on self-care practices. So this last third is all about self-care practices. So when we are done with the 33 days, you have some tools to carry on with you to give yourself self-care, self-love, and to come home to who you really are, which is not your crazy brain, but closer to your heart. Today we're talking about spiritual practices. And I know that could sound like this, or like kind of frou-frou if you're not into the spirit world. But spiritual practices are like, you brush your teeth to keep your teeth clean, and you exercise to keep your heart pumping. Well, spiritual practices keeps you more in touch with who you truly are and away from your crazy spinning brain. Most of us live from our crazy spinning brain with these old thoughts, and a lot of our childhood hurts are in there. So everything that happens gets triggered in our crazy brain, and we're defensive because it brings up these old feelings that we've held in our body forever, and we start reacting like that, and we derail in our jobs, we derail in our relationships and our marriages because of these old thoughts that we hold that aren't real and they're not happening now. So spiritual practice, and my hope is that you can just take one thing and incorporate it in your day, even if it's 1 minute, or you can start for 30 seconds or 1 minute and then build up to 2 minutes and maybe eventually work up to 20 minutes once a day. And that is literally a vacation you'll be giving yourself from crazy spinning. And I find the more I can have pause between my crazy spinning and the more I can connect to who I really am, the happier my life is. When I'm moving from this, I scream at my kids a lot, I drink too much, and I fight with my husband. When I move from this, I do that a little less, but it all kind of still happens. A spiritual practice, we're gonna do one thing. The easiest and most accessible is focusing on your breath like we just did. Literally, when you focus on your breathing, you can't spin. It stops, you get a vacation from the crazy. Just by focusing on your breathing, feeling the cool air go in through your nose and filling up your chest and maybe even your belly if you go deep enough, and then feeling how your body just organically warms it up and puts it back out into the world. If you focus on that, this stops. It's really like a vacation for your brain. So there's focusing on your breathing, meditation, yoga, affirmations, listening to a guided meditation, reading from an inspirational book. I think the more that we fill ourselves up with good, it counterbalances the bad. And if we eventually fill ourselves up with positive things and less with being mad about politics or CNN or whatever people are mad about today, the more we fill up with the good, the more we have good in our life. So right now, I think we can just counterbalance the crazy and the negativity with bringing and introducing something to stop it, to slow it down, to bring in kind of new neural pathways to happiness. Out of all the things that I mentioned that you can do, the biggest game changer is meditation. It's literally well, I think I put a whole bunch of things right here. So instead of just trying to brainstorm what all good it does, I'm going to read it. Meditation reduces stress, improves well-being, increases connectedness, empathy, focus, relationships, promotes creativity, improves memory, better decision-making, overcoming addictions, reduces heart disease, enhances your immune system, reduces physical and emotional pain, which we all have. But what I love most about it, over all of those things, it stops my crazy, my spinning brain, and it allows me to connect to my true self, my power. I notice a huge difference when I meditate one time for 20 minutes in the morning, and then I go about my day, and when I don't. All of a sudden, when I'm screaming at the top of my lungs and my veins are popping out, I said stop it, at my kids, I'm like, what is going on with me? And then I realize, oh, I haven't meditated in 4 days, and I've lost my center. When you think about our brains, and I talked yesterday that we have all of these things available to us to help us navigate. We have our brains, our minds, we have our bodies that can talk to us, we have our heart, we have our soul. We have so many different pieces of us that we can use to access information that hold great pieces of wisdom for us. But most of us only connect with the craziest thing, which is our brain, which is wired for negativity. Oh my gosh, that just makes me tired to even think about it. Our brain says, you suck, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not funny enough, you're not worthy, no one likes you. And it repeats all the things we created from our childhood hurts. When you can meditate, you can stop the spinning, you can connect to your greatness. Meditation sounds like some big woo-woo thing if you've never done it before. It's literally breathing in through your nose and breathing out. Or in through your nose, out through your nose, however you do it, and you focus on it, your brain's having a vacation. Your brain's able to hear the whispers of your heart or your soul. Your brain's able to give you a break from beating yourself up and saying negative things. Deepak Chopra says it's the most important thing you can do on the planet. And he said, when people say they don't have time to meditate, he goes, everyone should meditate once a day. And for the people who say they don't have time, they should do it 2 times a day. It slows everything down. It makes all of this, spinning makes you crazy. Especially if you do it right before bed or you wake up and you start spinning. Don't you think some crazy shit when you're in bed and your mind's spinning and you're starting to hate someone and create stories about them and get mad at them and what you're going to do and your body's tense? It's like, oh my gosh. None of this is real. None of this has happened. I'm creating crazy. Time to move to my heart, right? It's time to focus on my breathing and give myself a break from the craziness. I said everything we need for our entire life resides within. Every answer, every piece of advice, every direction of which road to take, which job to take, how to ask for a raise. If you can quiet your mind, you can hear your own answers. It's incredible. You can save a lot of time on the therapist couch or paying somebody by just quieting your mind and asking yourself, which job should I take? Which man should I make love to? Whatever it is, whatever the questions are that you have, ask yourself, focus on your breathing, quiet your mind, and receive the answer. It's amazing. It's like you have tarot cards inside of your body or a fortune teller. The only way to access this information is to be still, to get quiet so you can hear the whispers. That's the cool thing I think about it is the wisdom that we have, it comes in whispers. And when you're spinning, you can't hear it. But when you can quiet your spinning brain, you get rewarded by these freaking nuggets that reside inside of you. Let the thoughts, I wrote this. I like this too. So when you start spinning something negative about yourself or another person, let that be a signal to bring you back to love. Let that crazy thought go, oh wow, my mind's taking over, which is hurting my body. I'm going to use that crazy thought to come back to taking care of myself, practicing self-care. So I said, let the thoughts be a guide back to your heart. Breathe, create space. That's where all of your peace lies, in the space that you create between the spinning. The more we can find the spaces, the more peace we will have. When we are born, we are programmed as a complete package. We have free will how we will use or not use the gifts that lie inside. I couldn't decide if it was lay or lie, but it's lie. I looked it up. We have free will how we will use or not use the gifts that lie inside. My quote for today is, find some inner peace. Meditate. But has a little star where the U is, so it doesn't look that harsh. Find some inner peace. Meditate. You deserve a break today at McDonald's, or you deserve a break today from your crazy brain. Breathing, my dog's like that. Breathing stops the crazy. It's that simple. So give yourself a vacation from your mind. Give yourself a vacation from your to-do list, from your stress, from your past, from the pile of shit that's laying in front of you for the future. That doesn't exist. The future is a place where we spend time, but it's not real because it's not happening. So we have all of this invested in the future, which isn't real, but we're missing the present moment. So thank you for being here with me today in the present moment. Meditate and give yourself a break. I hope my friend Donna Mahajer is not watching this because she got mad I said badass, but she'll be really mad if I said the F word. Forgive me. God, thank you for our minds. Thank you for giving us tools to let our mind be our ally and not our foe. Let us come back to our breath every time we feel tense, we feel stressed, we feel lost or alone. Let us take a breath and feel how alive we are and feel how connected we are to ourselves, each other, and the higher power. Thank you for our time on this planet, and let us use it wisely. Amen. Thank you guys so much for joining in today. Tomorrow is day 25. Remember to grab your journal and write in it with your younger self. Hey, younger self, what do you want to tell me today? And then whatever. I'm pissed off because you're ignoring me, and if you continue this, you're going to start drinking a lot of vodka tonight, so you might want to spend a little time with me today. Thank you, younger self. You're wise, and I'm glad you're in me. I don't know. Do your journaling today with your younger self and heal those old hurts. They're healable. You don't have to carry them forever. Let's lighten up, people. Let's lighten our load. All right, that's it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for joining me.